What's up, everybody? We got the divisional playoffs happening this weekend, and today I want to break down my best bets for all four games. Okay, and we get things started here with the Rams and the Packers. Now, the Packers are 6.5-point favorites, and the over-under here is 45.5. Now, the Rams beat Seattle last week. Their defense has been playing absolutely lights out, but, it is tough to play in January out there in Lambeau Field. And Green Bay had a bye last week. Aaron Rodgers is probably the MVP of the league. And then you look at the Rams quarterback situation with Jared Goff. Now, I understand that they had a Jared Goff / John Wolford situation last week also against Russell Wilson, right? And their defense played absolutely wonderfully. But, man, Aaron Rodgers, he's just on a different level right now, okay? So it's tough to bet against Green Bay. And Green Bay playing in January out there in Lambeau, I mean, really. The Packers have won 6 straight ball games, but the Rams have covered 6 out of the last 9 games. I like the Packers minus 6.5. And I think if the Rams do well in this game, it's going to be because of Cam Akers. I think they're going to have to really run the ball. And Green Bay at times has had problems against the running game this year, right? So if they establish the run, then I think the Rams might have some chances in this ball game. Also, their front seven, man, that front seven is ferocious out there. Okay, and no David Bakhtiari, left tackle there for the Green Bay Packers. So I can see both defenses kind of playing well here, right? Like I said, the Rams' offensive situation is kind of a concern, and the Rams have a great defense. So I'm going to go with the under. I went with the under last week. That did not hit, right? But I'm going to go with the under 45.5 points. I think Green Bay wins this game by at least 7 points. I have Green Bay at 24-17, 27-17, something like that, okay? So the Bills and the Ravens, this is a really, really tough one. I mean, I would not be surprised if Baltimore won, and Baltimore money line right now is paying plus 125. The Bills are 2.5-point favorites. The over-under is 49.5. The Ravens have won 13 out of their last 15 games on the road. They won in Buffalo last year, but this is a different Buffalo team. The Buffalo's covered 8 out of the last 9 games. The Ravens have covered 7 out of the last 7 games. Really, really tough, right? So I think the Ravens have a great chance to win if they can run the ball, if they can control the clock. The problem is Indy controlled the clock last week, and Buffalo still put up 27 points. So I'm looking at the over-under in this ball game. The Bills, 38 points per game their last 6 games. Baltimore, 34 points per game in their last 6 games. So I think if they run the ball, I think they'll have a chance to score some points. And, man, I'm sorry. I know the Ravens have a great secondary, but Stephon Diggs is a great receiver, and he's basically unguardable at this point. I like the Bills' offensive line. I know the Ravens love to blitz. And when they do blitz, I mean, they can be susceptible to some big plays. So I think Josh Allen will put points on the board. I'm going with the over 49.5 points. That is my bet for this ball game. Okay, Cleveland and Kansas City. Man, what Kansas City team are we going to see, right? Bye last week. Patrick Mahomes didn't play in Week 17. Remember what happened in the playoffs last year when Houston got off to a 24-0 start in the divisional playoffs? How's Kansas City going to start off against Cleveland, who opened up a 28-0 lead against Pittsburgh last week? First win in the playoffs since 1994. The Chiefs are favored by 10 points. The over-under in this game is 57.5. Okay, listen, Kansas City was terrible against the spread in the second half of the season. They were 0-7-1 in their last 8 games. Cleveland only covered 4 out of their last 12 games. And the over has hit in 4 out of the last 5 Kansas City games in January. Okay, so they put up a lot of points in the playoffs. Over 57.5 points is a bet I absolutely love in this ball game. I can see Kansas City scoring over 40 points. Okay, I didn't like the way Cleveland, I know they're getting Denzel Ward back and Kevin Johnson, 2 important cornerbacks, okay, 2 important players in that secondary, but I didn't like the way they covered the middle of the field. I think Andy Reid's going to take advantage of that. I think Travis Kelce is going to have a big game. I think Kansas City is going to win and score big. And I also really love Cleveland's offensive line. I think they can have success protecting the quarterback and running the ball with Nick Chubb. So I think Baker Mayfield has been playing really, really well, protecting the ball well, which is going to be key, obviously. So I think Cleveland's going to put up some points. My bet for this game, over 57.5. I also like Kansas City to cover. I know they've had problems, but Kansas City, man, in January, just a different animal. We shall see what happens. Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Great game, right? The Saints are favored by 3 points. This is the third meeting against Tampa. They won the first game 34-23, the second game 38-3, and they control the line of scrimmage in both ball games. That's going to be key. We know this. Tampa's offensive line's been playing better as of late, right? Played well, actually, against Washington. So if they can protect Tom Brady, anything is possible. But New Orleans at home, I just see New Orleans as a more complete team right now than Tampa, right? Offensively and defensively. Okay, and I just didn't like Tampa's defense last week against Washington. I think they gave up way too much to Taylor Heineke. I think Michael Thomas is going to have a really nice game, and I think New Orleans is going to put up some points. Okay, so I like the Saints minus the 3. Tampa has won 6 straight games on the road. That's something to keep an eye on. But New Orleans has covered. New Orleans is 8-1-1 against the spread in their last 10 ball games, and their defense was lights out against Chicago. I mean, Chicago had a 99-yard drive in the end of the game that was basically responsible for almost half of their yards in the whole game, right? And that was a useless drive. The game was already decided and everything. So I like the Saints to win this game. It's going to be a great matchup, right? That Saints defense against this Bucs offense, who has been hot. Saints minus 3 at home. That's my bet. We shall see what happens. For everything regarding the world of betting, you can go to oddshark.com. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.